Good morning, everybody. Back again. Had a 2-day break, but back again streaming. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to June. I cannot believe it's summer already. I mean, I guess not technically, but you know. So today we're going to be making a military base, probably in a mountainous region. I'm not 100% sure on that. So what I have here is just an old Kit Bash 3D building from the Brutalist kit. And I'm not going to use it at all. It's just there to give us a bit of a scale reference. I kind of want our base to be around this size, maybe even a little bigger. And I figured I'd pull it up for us instead of having to go search for it and just waste our time during the stream. All right. But yeah, so we're looking at something like this for a footprint. So if we look at scale, it's what? Um, like 200 meters on a side, basically. Um, cool. So with that in mind, I think I want to start with something like a floor plan, for lack of a better word. Basically, we're going to start with a ground view map, sort of. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's where we're going to be. So let's just create a circle and scale it 100 times. And I'm going to move our kit bash building out of the way. Is that about right? Yep. Maybe going to scale it a bit more. Something like, it doesn't need to be exact anything, but something like that, I think is going to be the scale of the footprint of our base. And I just had this idea. I really want to do like a curving kind of driveway. I don't know why. So that's why I'm starting with this as a shape. Control A, apply rotation and scale. Let's edit and F to fill it. And now we're just going to subdivide it some. And the easiest way I found to do that is just inset it till we get to something like a square. That's close enough. And then Shift R to repeat. I don't need the last one done. And that will give us a something that's easier to subdivide with the subdivide tool. And let's just poke this face on the center one. Okay. Now A, W, subdivide. Yeah, see, now we get a good one. I mean, it does these tries here on the inside, but that's fine. And I think we're going to subdivide it twice, 3 times. So we have a shape now. And I'm not really sure what the best way to handle this will be, to be honest. So we're just gonna try and see something. Like I said, I want to get a curving path kind of up to the upper level of the base. And then I'm gonna lower the other stuff down so we have sort of built into a hill. And my idea that I've not tried in any way was to use the proportional editing tool. And if we just rotate and we increase our scale way up, proportional size 50, 200, 200 might be too much. And then we angle it and we just rotate it like that. How do we feel? And let's not do that yet. Undo. Let's go to sphere and try it again. And increase it, but not quite that much. Does that work for us? I mean, I don't like that it gets smaller as it goes to the inside. That's a pain in my neck, but I mean, we could maybe use it. I'm still not feeling it super great though. There might be a better way. Maybe we should add the driveway later and just sort of putz with it. That could also work. I admit to not being super sure, but I was gonna try that. Didn't work. See, these things happen. You try stuff, doesn't work. let's just make a base again. We'll start with the building, and then let's go to edit, tab, GZ1. Or now it's on the origin. Now we can scale it. And we don't want it to be too high. That's actually pretty high. SZ for a floor. Oh, like that. Okay. SY, make it longer. A little bit wider. Now, we're just kind of trying to build the basic form here. I still think that might be a little tall. We might need a vehicle. That might help us more. I think a person is going to be too small for reference, but maybe the building is too large. Let's just go add a truck. Okay, GY. That's, yeah, see, that's pretty high as a building goes. Let's edit that. GZ, turn off proportional editing. That's pretty good for an entry level. It's still more than one floor. It's like 2 floors, but probably. But it's a good starting point. And bases in Star Wars and those sorts of things tend to be oversized anyway. So let's add some edge loops. I want to say 5. And then let's bevel those suckers out. Cool. Then we'll just turn off the bottom ones. And Alt-E on normals. And out. That. See, offset even makes them square. Not even gives us that divot. I like that angle in anyway, so let's leave it like that. Cool. And then let's see what we're gonna do now. What we gonna play now? If you want to take, I think just this side and EX. Bring it out a little bit more, but we'll leave that side in. There's no reason it has to be symmetrical. Then I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, SC0, E, GZ. Bring that up. Do we want to bring that up? No, we don't. We're not ready for that yet. Okay. Inset. Nope. Nope, we don't want to do this. Okay. I'm sorry. I keep doing all these weird things that aren't working. Just trying to get something else going on. There's 2. Shift A. Cube. Tab. GZ1. Tab. Scale. Oh, it didn't work. I didn't edit that, did I? Undo, yes. What the heck? Yeah. Idiot. Oh, I'm still in. Just for, all right, fine. GZ1. There we go. Now, scale. Just gonna wait. Shift S. Add a cube. Having a day today. GZ1. I'll keep it as a separate object. Now, scale, yes. And we're gonna do that. And then SY, bring it to along. It's gonna make that next floor of the building. X. Okay. And tab 3, and I just want to scale this in. Because again, that sort of angled roof is really pretty popular in these sort of Star Warsian kind of spaces. I like that. Now, Control R, that, 3, E, GY. Okay, now it's starting to feel cool. We're very square right now. We can make an option to add some more curves, and it might not be a bad idea. Sometimes a good mix of straight lines and curved lines can really help. And how do we want to do that? Do we want a Star Warsian tower? Sure, we want a Star Warsian tower. Control R. Okay, we'll divide that into 4 sections. How you doing? Control R. You got 1, Q, circle. Ooh, we're not. Control A, rotation scale, tab, Q, circle. We need to get our proportions right. Is this high as it'll big as it'll let me go? Yeah. All right, piss off. 2. X, dissolve edges. Great. Should have done that before. But again, I'm not maybe operating super great today. So we got that. Now 3. Bring it up. And scale it down just a little bit. And inset. E. Scale. E. How are we liking that? Giving us something. Scale. It's R2D2 on the back of a base, right? Yeah, no, okay, we can deal. And I'm going to add a lot more bling to it, I think, ultimately, but we'll see. I kind of want to, though, turn back on proportional and to GY. Like that, maybe. Let's see, connected only. I'll go smooth and connected only. Bring it out. So we have it. Yeah, okay. So we got a bit of an angle to it. It's not just a straight up and down thing. But then it comes into that. That's cool. So we're kind of looking at let's just use our camera and come around and see how we feel about it. I think we're starting to get some cool base shapes. We're not there yet though. Definitely what I want to do here. Let's see. Inset. No, I gotta okay, Control A. Apply rotation scale to this too. Inset. Yes. Now 2. SC0. Ooh, because I had inset on, although that's kind of cool. All right, I wasn't planning on that, but that is kind of cool. Let's maybe turn a proportional scale down a bit. So it's like that. I had it proportional editing, so it brought everything down. So just the edges I was thinking of, but I like it. E, GX. Now I want it off. GX. Because I kind of want something like an overhang here of some kind like that. Okay, and I'm trying to just think in big shape still. Like I haven't tried attaching any materials or little things at all. I just want to try and get what I think is going to be a cool overall form to it. Because we can do a bunch with random flow or whatever else we feel like to add bits to it. That's easy. Let's come into here and double I inset E G Y. So that would be like a medium form, but I wanted to make sure I got it. Something that would do that. And we may not even see it depending on what angle we pick, but you know, yeah. And then here, I, and I want to pick this one, SC0. I want to go to the form. I don't remember how to make it go to just the one you pick. There's a way to, what is the way to do this? Does someone know? Someone could tell me that later. That'd be amazing. I can't remember how to make this one go to the second one instead of the first, like the middle. I want this one, SC0. See, it goes to the middle. That annoys me. We're just gonna, because we're just cheaping it, we'll mess with it that way. Do it this way. Yeah. That made no sense, did it? It's just I merged them I set the Z distance to 0 and it averaged between the 2 points instead of picking the first or the second. So then I just dumped it underneath the model and it's a garbage join, but I don't care because I'm just doing concept art. There, now I'm speaking in proper sentences that might actually make sense. There, and then we're going to mirror this top part, even though the bottom isn't, because I kind of want it to feel consistent up there. Okay. Now, what to do next? Do we want to add more microforms to it? Or do we want to do we feel good with the silhouette? I don't know if we do. I'm just going to add that. And that. And we're still above one truck. So if I take this, maybe I will mirror it. That's fine. There's something about a mirrored form that makes it feel more intentional to me. And no, that's a little too. I'm doubting myself. Yeah, maybe not. Like a mirrored form feels intentional, but sometimes less interesting. So I'm trying to balance those two things. Okay, so we've done that. We've got that. I want to call that enough for our starting point. 17 minutes in. Maybe. We may come back to this big form. I'm not wedded, and I don't have, as is often a problem, I don't have a particularly great concept of what I want it to look like at the end, which makes it tough. I did kind of want like if these are like entry bays, I did kind of want like a curved road down here. That was the one thing I was kind of thinking of. Do we want to mess with that now? Maybe we do. That could work. Could do something like that now. Maybe we make a mountain. Landscape. And we're going to set it to 256 by 256 because we can add more detail later, particularly now with random flow having the quick displace. That gets easy, but we want to get our basic form there. And I'm going to adjust the heck out of this mountain anyway, so I don't super care what the random seed is. I just want to have one. Okay, now S50. Just to show me where I'm at. Scale. Ooh, I like that it's kind of flat on the top. That's neat. It's not a super. Yes, yes. Let's make it bigger. I'm going to move this further out of the way. But I don't think we want to adjust the Z height just yet on that. So our base is kind of looking like that, which looks good to me. And now we're going to go to edit it and C, find my stylus. There it is. And we just want to select around the base for right now. And then we're going to solo the base and I can fill it in. Okay. And we want to go SZ0. But we do want proportional on SC0. Interesting, I must have had something selected over here. Yep, one tiny little thing. Not that it matters in any way. There we go. Turn back on our base. And now you can see how we have, excuse me, ground there. Let's try one more thing though. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna do, I know what's gonna happen, and it's not gonna be exactly what we want, but it might get us along the way to what we want. Uh-huh. Interesting. I don't actually even just hate that. Just kind of make it be like it's actually a raised up curved thing. I kind of dig on that. All right. Now 7B. Turn off all that. Now, I could sculpt it with masking. That would work. Because I want it to angle down. I'm not great at sculpting in Blender though. I tend to do most of my sculpting in Nomad. Can I just see, Shift C and do this? I might do this really cheesy. Select that, GZ. Ooh, I just want Control minus. Okay. GZ. Bring it down. Might be too much. -1. This is like the cheesiest way in the world to do this. GZ -1. GZ -1. We're getting these like stepped up kind of things, but it's kind of cool. GZ -1. So now it comes up, and now if we just come in here and smooth it, I think we'll be good. Which we can do easily in the sculpting tool. Even I know how to do that in Blender sculpting. Just smooth it down. Smooth. Yeah. Flat. A little bit of flatten. All right, fair enough. So now we've got a little bit of raise. It goes up. Yeah, cool. Bigger. Okay. Layout. Yeah. Don't hate that. Now, can I? Just thinking, what would the best way be? I might add a road to it later. I might leave it just a dirt path. Still not thinking that's flattened enough. Smooth it. GZ -0.5. Not -0.5. GZ 0.25. There you go. All right, it's got some bumps, but yeah, I kind of like that. I feel like we can work with it if nothing else. Let's save. I'm not in Brutalist Kit. space 230601-1 live stream. Turn off caps locks. Live stream military base. Okay. So we're saved. We have a road. We have the initial parts of a structure, but we're nowhere near where we need to be yet. And we're at 25 minutes. Cool. Let's play. So I think the first thing I want to do actually is come to this one. P, separate the selection. And I suppose we will need to, we don't need to close it, but F, X, dissolve edges. Yes, cool. And then K, I'm just fixing the topology on this one thing here so that I can use random flow decently well. 7, 1, GY. Doesn't have to be exact, but there we go. Cool. And actually, I want to do 2, turn off GG and G. Cool. So now it's more square. We won't have as many of those angled lines, which I don't want. Okay, because I think let's try adding in some bits now. We want to start with panels, or let's solo it, and we don't want 3. We don't want the bottom faces. And are we on symmetrical still? We are. Okay, good to know. Tab, Shift Q, panels, or loop extrude. Could go either way on this one so far. Really could go a lot of different ways. Let's see what loop extrude gives us. The max distance is going to be 5, maybe 8, 5, 5, and that's too much. Let's just do one at a time. That's too much. We can always do more. 5. Piss off. I don't want those edges. Let's just do it again. Maybe that's not how we want to do it. Well, let's try though. Tab, Shift Q, loop extrude, 1. That's looking okay to me. Subdiv. Ooh, there you go. That gives us some stuff. That's cool. Yes, like that a lot. Okay, I'm so smart. I am not that smart. Okay. Just select those faces. See if we can do the same thing again. And not get weird bridges. I mean, those are weird bridges, but I mean, that could be, okay. That definitely goes into the happy accident case. I mean, it's garbage out here at this end, but I think that's pretty cool, actually. So we'll go with that. We could try to mirror it along those, but no, I think 1 is fine. That's just cool. Okay. Now let's select this sucker. Solo it. See what we get if we go 3. Select along. No. Give it to me. Give it to me. Gonna give it to you. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll leave the little bits for second for another thing, just in case we want to change them. Tab. Now Shift Q, random loop extrude 1. Is that all I get? F9. Subdiv. Whoo, not good. Let's see. 2. Just cutting it a bunch. I could just go through and fix that. Yeah, this one doesn't get a mirror, but I think we'll add to it. We'll just make it mirrored since we haven't gone to the extrusion part. But that's a better one that doesn't have weirdness on us. Okay. That's the new piece that we just added. Right? Yep. Alt X, let's mirror it. Cool. Getting somewhere. Definitely getting somewhere. Now, let's do the same thing to this guy. I think we will leave the weird angled pieces on this one and see what we get. Extrude 1, subdiv 2, and do we want it mirrored? Is it mirrored? It is mirrored. Cool. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Let's do it again. 1, 3, and we'll set our global, our seed to something different, and we're going to set our panel size to 5, and subdiv even more. All right, I'm okay with that. Just trying to move my camera around often. Save again. See if it's still reading correctly for me. And I feel like we're getting a good mix of big, medium, and small now. I'm liking that. Come back over here. I'm going to select those and that. Actually, I'm just going to select this section. No, that section and that. And I'm going to turn off the bottom. Because it's not symmetrical, let's just do 1 bit at a time. I also, 1 bit at a time gives you a bit more control too, right? You can always come back through and change it. Now we're going to do plate insets on this one. Just mix it up. Subdivide 5 times. Number of plates, 100. And that might be too many. F9, max of 5. I'm going to set my depth to 5 just so I can see what it's doing. F9, subdivide 4, 3. How do we feel about it? F9, let's see. Margin, let's increase the margin. 2, and the inner also to 2. No. Inner, start at 0 again. 0.1. Maybe? What does it even do? Yeah, enter to 0. And fill or clear. Seed. I want reverse to be 15%. I want the max height to be 2 minus 2. So we can get a bit of variation. All right, yeah. Save again. Okay, so how are we feeling about it? I'm kind of feeling pretty good. Like we got, if this were a video game, you'd kind of, let's drive. Slow, too slow, too slow. You come up along here, over here. Everything is too high. We didn't bring our building down when we were doing that, did we? Or our land up. Maybe just to bring our ground up. To there. Maybe move down. I like coming underneath to see where it's clipping through. That way you can minimize or set it exactly how you want it. Nothing else. Save. We didn't grab. Did that move? No, it's still built in. It's like I didn't think I moved it. Okay. There's just a little bit of a lip here that was making me think it was raised off the platform, but it's not. Right. Okay. I really do like those bridge support things. That's kind of cool. That really turned out neat. Let's just select that, A, and add random panels to it. Thickness of cell height of 0.2. F9. Cuts. There we go. Yeah. This is now more of our micro detail. Just adding a bit of platage. A bit more though. I want to not have that kind of thing there if we can avoid it. 0.5. Panel size. Okay. F9. Cut again. Add some notches. Maybe. Looks like those are just, I think there might be an angle there. Let's see. Turn on cavity. What is it doing? That's just weird. All right, well, I'm just gonna take it, bring it up. Now it should be okay. There we go. And adds more interest anyway. I like it. So we got a bit of paneling going on. Let's do some more of that with this other section here. A, tab, shift Q, panels. Seed, way too much. It's not gonna like it. I'm not liking it yet. Let's do it. Let's do it in parts. I think parts is good. I want to be able to see what I'm getting here. Shift G coplanar. You didn't give me those. Fine. Because I ran the plate thing on this one, it's already subdivided a little bit, I think. I think that's why. Why are we not? Oh. All right, just give it to me. 0.5. Why are they not? Piss off. Okay. 7. 3. Shift G coplanar. Why do we not get? No. Shift G coplanar. One more. Shift G coplanar. Okay. That's looking like it's selected the things I want. Now let's do a random panel on that. Max depth, that should be 0.05. Why am I getting a line there? What did I pick? Is there a cut? No cut. Panel seed. Okay. And count. Okay. Size. To see what happens. Might be a bit too many on that one. I just added a cut, which may take it a while. Yes. Subdividing. Really fun. Just gonna take a drink of my coffee here while I'm waiting. Yeah, that's too many, thanks. Cut to 0. We don't want that. And I think we want our panels a bit bigger than the 2% or whatever that I set them to be panel size. 4, 3, 3 sounds good. Because we still got that bullshit line. That's just bizarre. Seed. Okay, that's better. Got some panels. Cool. We may never even see them depending on where we're looking at it from, but I like it. Let's just see if we can't bring up the depth to 0.1 and have it work. Yeah, that's a huge panel, but this is a huge base, essentially. Okay, save. So now it's just, let's see. I like we have some big, medium, and small. We have some rest areas. We have some complex areas. I want to add, I really want, for whatever reason, a cut in this thing. I don't know why. 2. W grid modeler. And I'm going to shrink down my grid because I don't need it that big. And 4. Depth. Cool. Boundary offset. Make it bigger. Outer height. Kind of neat. No. Yeah, I just like that. There's something having a notch in it that I just appreciate. I think that works for what I was looking for. Save. Now, I think it might be time to start doing some blinging to this. I don't know how much we want a kit bash on top. I think a little bit, for sure. And given that we're going with a Star Wars thing, I'm going to add some weapons, some defense, and I think I'm going to pull them out of that big, medium, small kit. Remember, just because it says spaceships doesn't mean you have to use it for spaceships. You can use it for anything. Weaponry. Let's add some base defense cannons to this thing. What would be a good size? I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to put a cannon on a base, I think, but let's do it. It's thinking. Let's go to it. Okay. Let's scale it up this time. Normally I scale these things down, but maybe not that much though. I want to still be able to rotate. And, ooh, yeah, GY, bring it back. Dig it, dig it, dig it. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is bring them over here, solo it. Tab 3, I, E. Now I can bring it up a little bit. 3, U, Q projection, just to give it something. Now I'm going to take it and I want to mirror it on that object like that. So we have 2 cannons there. Seems good. And I would not want to come in front on that base. And then I kind of want to add some more mountains over here. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around. Antennas. Let's grab some of that. I just love this antenna so much. It's like my favorite. You've probably noticed I use it a bunch, but I just think it's cool. Let's offset it to the side and add another one there. And maybe one more. No, that's too small. This one, target that one. I'm just going to scale it up. So we have communication tower arrays or whatevs. Cool. I like that. Like that a lot. Do I want to add some greebles to it? I think it might be a good time for greebles. Greeble clusters. And it occurs to me that would be not a bad place for one. Let's scale it up. And go to local GY GZ. Okay, and mirror it. Sides. Gives a little bit of a something something. Now, I was looking at Star Wars bases and things like it. They don't actually have a lot of that kind of stuff on it typically. Some, but not a ton. But I do think we need some small micro detail here. We've got some medium, but we haven't really hit small yet. I'm going to see what happens if we do this face here. So just one face and loop extrude. 1, 2, 3. And I want to have cuts. Global cuts. Yes. Why is it going? Oh, it's huge, but it's kind of. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why it's digging in like that. Why we've got it. Digging in. I can speak. I really can. I swear. Is not. Okay. Yeah. All right. That gives us some little bit of micro detail there. I like that. And then like right along tiny things. So like No, we don't want that whole thing. Just this loop. Did I redo the whole thing? Is that why it happened? Interesting. It does go all the way around. Good edge looping. Bizarre. I don't want that much. I want to go from there to there to there. I think that'll be good. It does. This is not one that needs to be symmetrical again. Shift Q, loop extrude. 1, 2, 3. Depth max. 1, 2, 1. Okay, a little of that, bit of that style was something. Right. Save again. 51 minutes. I should probably start materials fairly soon. Just want to get it right though. That's all I want. Just want to get it right. Oh, I have that face. I don't want that face. Okay. Tab, Shift Q. Plate insets. This time I want reverse to be 75. I mostly want to cut in. It's not cutting in mostly, is it? F9. Unless they're negative. Alt V. Face orientation. Yes, because I applied it on a negative thing. All right. Should be all right. Plate inserts. 0, 0, max 2, tolerance of 1. Why are they all coming out? So if I bring it down to nothing, can I just fake it? I don't know. Well, whatever. N, Shift N, recalculate. Recalculating. Shift N. There we go. Solve that sucker. Yeah, it's just coming out to 1 point because it's actually just garbage, but 2, Control R, no. 3, 7, Q, dice, sure, tab, because now I can select those 3. I'll turn back off the normal face detection because it annoys me. Okay, Shift Q, loop enable, 1, cool, yes. See, I'm just trying to add stuff that breaks up the silhouette. It's the same thing everyone always says, right? Like, I mean, I say this stuff too, and it's just break up your silhouette. Think of big, medium, and small. Think of how your shapes read together. Make something cool. It's the kind of absolutely true yet generic answer that always used to annoy me as a student. It's like, what do you mean? Well, that's, I mean, yeah, that's an improvement. And I think it will enable us to have a couple more weapons too, which is probably cool. Let's go with some big, as my friend would say, big fuck off rockets. Okay. Alt R, GZ. And I think we need to build it some kind of a turret. And Shift S2, Shift A, mesh. I'm just going to do this really quick and dirty. Cylinder, scale, SZ, GZ, GZ, solo, 7, Q, dice, tab, 3, E, I, E, Alt E, this is on normals, not enough yet, solo it, Alt E, normals, tab, Control A, rotation scale, tab, I, SY, Alt E, there we go, probably should be higher, shouldn't it? Plus, 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 1, B, GZ. Ooh, neat. GZ. Cool. When bad modeling makes something look cooler. A, Q, Q projection, tab, Control J, Alt X. Right. Now it really is time for us to start doing materials. I think we're getting to where I want to be. Let's just get rid of that. That looks ugly. I didn't even notice that. Tab, 1. Whew, yeah, that looks ugly. Okay, first off, let's apply that. Tab, 1, plus X, dissolve vertices. Tab, better. Okay, so now we're not doing any of that kind of stuff. Move that over. Z8. Updating shaders. The only thing you're going to have shaders, obviously, are the stuff we pulled in from the big, medium, small kit because we haven't added anything yet. Updating images. Come on. Right. Right. So we want some materials. Let's start with the mountain just to give us something to work from. We're going to go with Blender shaders. Maybe we got mine. I have snowy mountains. I don't think I want snow. No, we're just going to go with the kit ops one. My old reliable grass and rock. That looks like ass because we don't have a UV yet. Cube projection. It's just too grassy still, I think. I think we want more rock. Let's close this down for right now. Even if we don't leave it as grass, it needs more rock. Shading. Go away, EV. I do not like EV. Okay, so these are the nodes that control the mix shader between the rock and the grass. It's pretty simple. it's, I made this a long time ago and I wasn't very good yet. So it grabs the normal, splits the Z, and does it on the angle and applies most of it. So if we pull this down, we get less, but we want more. That up. So we're just going to make the angles, anything with an angle, basically have more rock for one thing. That'll help us to start with. Yeah, so already we got a lot more rock now, see? And then the other thing it does is it mixes that with just a simple noise texture. Where you can see like that's more, brings it up to more rock. If you look at our color ramp, and then it's just doing a screen to add more grass. So we don't want to actually, maybe let's change that. Let's change it from screen to overlay. See what we get. Yes, now we get a lot more rock, should be. Okay. And if we do it to multiply, just for funsies, everything turns to rock here, except we could do this the other way. Just trying to get where I want the rock versus the grass. Because I think I'm gonna get rid of grass and change it to something else. But I do like having a mixture of those textures. This rock also needs some tweaking. Okay. So let's go to the rock. And this is the rock texture. And we're gonna increase its scale a bit. And Control T, X, Shift A, search. Polygon has this cool thing that allows you to scale and for mapping randomly, so it doesn't, everything doesn't look super tiled. So see, it's the same texture, but it's just warping the rotations, so it doesn't always feel super tiled. I like that better. That's looking okay. Let me even increase my scale a bit more. Okay, 10. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. And now, instead of grass, because we want this to feel brutal and unhappy and all that crap. So right now we're going with the grass texture here. And it's just this fun, happy grass. But what happens if we were to, just gonna get rid of all this stuff and Control Shift T and go looking for a new texture. And let's even just go to rock. So we have two different rocks, but that could be neat. Rock, and I think there was like a jungle that I liked. Let's see, is it name? There it is. Desert Cliff. I think I saved a jungle cliff. I don't see it though. Am I just blind? Rock Cliff Jungle. There we go. Yes. So kind of a flatter obsidian thing. That's kind of neat. Yeah, and we can punch the scale on it to again like 10. And I might even reconsider and bring a little bit more of that back and less of the other one. Let's see. Yes. Yes, I think I will. And maybe I'll do the same thing with this other material just to see. Because I built this thing a long time ago. And it was never really great, to be honest. It's just been good enough that I don't care that much. You know how that goes, right? Cliff Jungle, Rock Cliff Jungle 3, just to see if it's how we like this one. Definitely needs more scaling if it's going to do that. Let's see, 10. No, I don't like this one. Volcano Cliff. There was a granite, wasn't there? Granite Cliff. 4. Let's see. Don't feel like this is going to be right. Again, scale is not good. 10. Better. Kind of want it a little darker though. But we can do that. Search hue saturation. Just increase it in there, and we'll bring our value down to like 0.3. That might be too much. 0.5. Yeah, it's feeling all right. That is feeling all right. Okay. Back to layout and save again. Okay, now I think most of the time for bases like this, the materials are pretty consistent. Like there wouldn't be a lot of change. There might be some, but I'm going to try grabbing all those, I think. That's just my stuff, right? Yep. And then Q, modifier, apply modifiers. Thank you, hard ops. Okay, save again. Control J, join them together. I want to just make sure that there's no custom split normals. There's not. Q, sharpen. Alrighty. And now, let's see what we got. I know I have my dirty concrete that I made before, so let's see if that works. Shaders, Seth, grunge concrete. Tab A U cube projection. I mean, that's not bad. It's the scale's off, and there's a few things I want to do to it, but not awful. Let's maybe start with that, see what it does for us. The only other option would be to use something like the kit from here. Ooh, I know what we'll do. We'll take the grunge from Technivo's material here, this thing. These little bits here. And this is going into roughness, right? Yes. So that's all going to roughness. Copy it. Come over here. And we'll go to mine. And get it out the way. And then we'll grab my bits here. Bring them up. Now this is, where's roughness? There's roughness. So if we take this and link it to here, and then bring that down to our roughness. Just take these two. see, and bring it over to roughness. Yes. And then all this grime, we'll just do it. We'll do it to it. Up to here. And no. And then this down to here. Yeah, baby, yeah. Now we're getting it. I like the way, I really like how he has, if you look at it, he's got a color ramp set up to modulate here, so you don't get a straight just light to dark. It goes dark, then it goes to this brown, then it goes to dark again. It's cool. It's a well-built thing. And over here, I'm gonna change this scale to 10 again. Yep, that's looking cool. It's pretty dark. Are we good with dark? Do we like dark? We don't hate dark. It ties to that okay. The only thing we could do is maybe we brighten this up a bit. See how much it gives us hue saturation value. We're on value of 5. Too much. Value of 2. Getting interesting. Value of 1.5. No. 1.75. That feels pretty good to me. I like that it's brighter than the surrounding. These are obviously fitting in well because they have the same grunging technique, and that helps a lot. Save again. When you're making scenes like this with buildings, it's actually really helpful to build stuff like this. If you just look into it, it's not that complicated. And then apply it to lots of materials so that every material gets the same treatment for dirt or the same patina of whatever on top. And it really helps unify things quite a bit. Yes, I'm going to nuke my truck now because it's getting in my way. And I feel like we need to think about, do we want windows? We don't need them. And do we want an obvious entrance door? Like these were kind of going to be that, but then this maybe changes it. I feel like this panel here is well, I was going to say it's a little too open, but maybe not. No, actually, I'm kind of okay with this. You start looking at it like that, it gets cool. Do we want any kind of trees or anything on the mountain? We might. It would make it more visually interesting. It's not. It would make it, in some senses, less Star Wars. Star Wars loves this kind of like just empty thing, but for our purposes, it might help. It also might help to add a bit more detail to it. So let's go back, because remember I was talking about doing a random displacement, but I haven't yet. So let's select the land and Shift G coplanar. I'm on 2, 3. Shift G coplanar. Cool. Let's see. This doesn't much matter because I'm just selecting the area I don't want to do. I think this should work. I believe I can do random displace on it without Alt V. I'm going to turn off cavity because it slows us down. And start to get busy. Okay, now Shift Q, random display, quick displacement. And I think it will just do it on the selected areas. Which is what we want. Strength 1, so I can see it. Is it doing it? Yep, it's doing it. It looks like it did it to everything. That's annoying. Oh, but it's not so bad that I hate it on the road. I don't like it on the road. That's the only problem. So let's just selection. Split it. Or just that one object. Yep. Now we may have a problem that maybe not. We don't split it. Problem with splitting is going to be we're going to get an edge here, and I don't want that. I want it all one. Undo history. Quick displacement. Okay. Because I don't want it to do it there. Plus. Okay. Quick displacement. Cut. 1. Only selection. It does help if I can see. You dummy. You big dummy. Yep. There we go. That's better. There's 9. Want to crackle? Let's see how we get with crackles. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. 117. 13 minutes to go. Ooh, okay, that might be a bit much. Can I go back again? Yes, I can. Strength 0.3. Just to give us a little bit. Yeah, gives us a bit of bump. Like a bit of bump. Cool. That works for me. Now, we go to close down the asset browser, give me more room. Tab. Control I. What? No. Inverse. Selection. Invert. Why'd you select everything? I don't know. What are you being this way for? 3. Oh, I see. It's still that weird. It's only doing every. Oh, yeah, it did it. It just doesn't. It goes to the original selection. Invert. Okay. And I'm going to create a vertex group that is our ground that I can use to turn off any scattering that I want. It's 100%, so it won't be smooth, but I think it'll be fine. Okay. Because let's try a scatter. Everyone likes a scatter. Grab the ground. And this will give us very different feels to the thing. If we add forest, it will be much more pleasant. Like, let's see. Just for funsies, if we go with a pine biome and we add a biome 1. Not necessarily a bad thing, but look, we get all these cool trees. I'm not sure it's going to feel right though, but I'll try it. It would be more Andor and less Stygian Prime, right? Look at me knowing my Star Wars. I don't really, I swear. Trees medium. I'm going to culling mask, vertex group, group. I should turn them off. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna turn everything off again. Well, maybe I won't. Just because I don't want to turn those other ones back on. Tree's dead. I'm a little worried that I'll forget and turn on some massive, ugly, very full thing. So let's just do the ones that are there first. Cool. Tree's small. Group. So all those are off now. And flowers. We don't want no flowers here. Group. Okay. Yeah, see, now it gives us sort of a. It's not be 100% perfect because you'll still see grasses and all that stuff on the path. That's there. I need to kill them out too, but I don't hate it. I kind of like that actually. Um, that I don't like. I have to increase the culling group around there. Let's just, while I'm doing it, if we're gonna keep it, you know, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Let's cull the ones we're not seeing too while we're at it, because we'll see them in the render, and then you'll be like, why are there flowers on my road? Or be actually small branches, tall grass, and small grass. And we don't want to see those. And small grass. And then we're going to fix that tree thing there, and then we're going to look for an HDR because we're getting near the end. We're at an hour 23. I hope this has been interesting. I mean, I really hope all these are interesting, but I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and you know, you got to remember that you are never interesting to yourself, or very, very rarely. So when you're doing something like this, the overwhelming fear is just that you're boring, that no one cares, and that there's no point doing it. And that's probably not true, but it's very, very easy to feel that way. So show me the weight paint. Right, okay. So we're just going to weight paint here as well. Now we know where it is. Let's solo it and just make it bigger. I like doing that a lot sometimes. Just working on get the edges. You come back and play with it. And you don't have to have the other stuff there. Okay, that should work. And let's do the same on the other side. I don't care as much on the other side for whatever reason. I don't think it's the primary side we're going to be looking at, but just to make sure. That's a cool thing with using vertex groups because now it's already applied to every one of those plants. I don't have to do it again. Object mode. And if we come back in and turn back on scatter, there we go. No more trees going through the middle of our things. Okay. We need to find a good camera angle too. All right, well, we'll do that later, which may happen afterward. That kind of stuff is fiddly, and I don't want to waste you guys' time. Like just constantly looking through for something. HDRIs. What do we want? There's so many good options for what time of day, what cloud cover, whatever. Do we want it to feel gross, good, you know? Let's see. I think is dirt road here? There's a dirt road. I wish I could search mud road. Mud road might be a good one. Add. Let's see what we got. It's gonna look better when there's undergrowth. It won't look quite so rocky. Like now it just looks like rock and trees. I have a feeling that because of the ones we're not seeing, when we do see it, it will be cooler. But can we look down on our base like that maybe as a starting point? And we definitely need to adjust our camera because our clipping end is 100. Let's try 500. There we go. Just clipping out. And that's going to be annoying. It doesn't go far enough, probably. I wasn't planning on looking at it like this. So the back of our base is not super far away. So maybe like this is better. I want to try and get the whole base and not go off our ground. Camera, Alexa 65. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Lens, 50 millimeter, and resolution. This will be the only thing that maybe messes with it a bit. No, we're good. Well, a little bit we need to come in. Come down. It's like we're scoping out the base for a raid. Turn back on. Let's see what we got. Does this look okay as a camera angle? Yes, yes it does. All right, I think we're gonna save that. And let's just run a quickie. I think you guys can see what it'll look like. At least I'll probably won't let it go all the way, but let's run it. Let's see what it looks like with the other stuff. Let's see if it freaks out. I might need to switch back into just solid mode so we don't run out of VRAM. But we should be okay. Not actually that many different objects for VRAM. It's loading textures that kills it. It's funny, in the old days it was polygons. Like you got to be under 20,000 polygons for everything. And now, like you can run 16 million polygons, no one cares. But what kills your renders are these for every object. Yeah. See, yeah, that's feeling better. Like you don't see the ground as much. It's a little sharp in here. I might come through just in the weight paint and